Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey guys, long time no see. Thanks for joining tonight. Welcome back. Welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay, your host. Tonight we're taking your calls on the Sebastian Rogers case. See what you guys think and catching up with you in chat. I love this. Let me get some things pulled up here on the screen. We've got Nancy Grace playing here, and then I'm going to get your chat pulled up. Welcome in, moderators. Moderators mount up. Kendi says, show me your favorite emoji, members. Show me your favorite emojis. Everybody get to know each other while I get this straightened out here, and then we're going to open up the phone lines. But I want to be able to highlight your comments. Let's get sample user up here. So are you guys flung tonight or what? Are you feeling flung? Are you feeling pissed off? Are you feeling confused? What are you feeling about this case? Nancy Grace just dropped her episode on, yes, you do. You have the best mods on YouTube. And if you have a problem, you can add them in chat. Everybody hit that like button. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. This over here, and let me get the phone lines open. They are officially open. If anybody wants to call in, feel free. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Let's get this all straightened around, and then I'm gonna come say hi to you guys. Our goals are reset. If you notice, we are gonna be spinning Friday, so we got 2 days until Friday when we spin that wheel again. And that will be fun. Let's see who we've got here tonight. Put your chat on live chat. Oh, we've got Island Thrifts. Island, what's up? Lisa, Amy, hi. Casey, Myron, thank you. You guys like the Sims music? It's chill, isn't it? Hello, Bren. I love you too. Hey, Shell, Barb, Sarah, Olive. Jess is going tomorrow. So, Jess, are you going to be our correspondent tomorrow in court for the Adam Montgomery sentencing hearing tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern? Hello, caller. You are live.
Let's
see what we've got here tonight. Put your chat on live.
Hello?
This is Cookie calling.
Cookie, can you mute me in the background?
Okay, I'll turn you down.
Thanks. Yeah, turn me down. Turn me right down there. We've got Cookie on the line, guys. She's one of our favorites.
Well, the reason I'm calling in is, have any of y'all heard about the body that was found close to Mississippi?
Yes.
Like on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard who it is, or have they released it?
They haven't released it yet.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, they said that they were doing some.
About it.
I played something earlier, Cookie, and they said that they were doing DNA testing, genealogy. They were utilizing all these things to try to figure out who it is.
Well, let me ask you another question. Do you have any kind of line of products
What do you mean?
that people can, like, do you make cookies or anything like that?
I don't know. Cookies
You
or
don't?
cakes? No. Do you want to make
Yeah.
some, Cookie?
No,
Why not?
but well, that Dolly, because I'm coming to a point with you.
Okay.
Okay. On Dolly Vision, he makes soaps and everything like that. So he's made a soap. He made one, Where's the Baby?
He made what?
Because he made soaps that the name of them is Where's the Baby?
He made Where's the Baby soap?
Yes, yes.
Oh. How do you feel about
So
that,
then
Cookie?
he put out another soap ad, and it's Katie Come Clean.
Oh. Yikes.
So I called in. I called into the show and put it on a recording. I said, "Well, if you're going to go that far, you ought to put, if you want to clean your colon, buy CP's enemas,
Okay.
because he's full of bullshit."
That I agree. I agree with you on that one, Cookie.
I tell you, and I can't understand what's keeping them from being arrested.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
And it's like I said, there's Katie. Katie don't even come on and talk about the little boy.
I
I
know.
think that's a shame.
Yeah, I do
What
too.
mother would choose a man over her own kid?
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that whoever they found, of course, I'm sorry for whoever it is, but I hope whoever they find, it's not him. But in my heart, I believe he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Is that just a feeling you get?
It's a feeling I get. It's a mother intuition
Mm-hmm.
that I get.
Yeah.
Because if that was one of mine gone, and I knew that they had not been up and asked for food from nobody, or water from anybody, or to bathe from anybody, it's like I said before, it's the twilight zone.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that just don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just disappear.
No,
And
people
I
don't
think they need
disappear.
to, no, they don't. They surely don't. And I believe the little boy's gone.
What do you think
If
happened?
he's
What's
not,
your theory?
what's my personal opinion? I've listened to most all of it. And Katie was the last one to see him, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that they need to bring her out of that camper and take her and set her down and interview her until she had come across with the truth. And I'd tell her, if I was a police officer, I'd say, now, we're interviewing because we're wanting to find your son. And we know that you can lead us to him. Because he went out that door, you said.
And vanished.
But dogs didn't get his scent. So it wasn't like he had strayed there around the house and like a kid would normally do. And it was cold then.
Yeah.
Wouldn't no kid want to be out in the cold with no shoes or nothing. And that's what bothers me when they told about that body today, that they found that leg with that sock on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't have a shoe.
Yeah. I just never will forget when that sheriff was asked, was he barefoot? And he said, the mother reported that he was barefoot, or he said something like he didn't have shoes, but I'm not going to say he was barefoot.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that means he had socks on.
Well, I thought too about them running off to Mississippi
Mm-hmm.
and how close this body is to where they are at.
Yeah. It's pretty close.
Yep. And the body was found on a place that public's not supposed to be there at all.
Right. Right.
But anyway, Jay,
No
I know you got
fishing.
other people to talk
No, you're
to.
good.
No
I'm enjoying
fishing.
your call, Cookie.
No fishing.
Thanks for calling in.
Well, I thank you. I love your program.
Well,
And I
thank
only
you.
got in and got to turn it on, and
Well, I appreciate
I was
you.
trying to call you, but I couldn't get through, and then it finally went through. I
Well,
guess I might have been calling the wrong number, but I just wondered, had anybody heard that,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I heard it the first thing when I come in.
Yeah, I
And then
certainly
I went
did.
to YouTube and, you know,
Yeah. What do you, I mean, are you thinking that you think it could possibly be him?
I think it could be.
Yeah. I
I
guess we'll
think it
find out.
really could be.
Well, bless your heart,
Poor little
Cookie.
Summer. Poor little Summer Wells, they never found her,
I know it.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's just a shame. It makes me want to cry, you know.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
And I mean, those children are not none, but they're little kids. It shouldn't be done like that.
No, they deserve better for sure.
They really do. It breaks my heart, you know.
Me too. Me too.
And Chris comes on there and he just plays games, tries to go out with women, hit them up. I
Yeah.
wonder what Katie's doing when he's doing that. Is she drunk?
I don't know. She might be passed out, sleeping.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If my husband was sitting there saying that, I'd tell him, I'm going to slap your jaws,
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
you know.
Yeah, that shit wouldn't
But
fly with me either, but
I'm telling you, I wouldn't put up with that till the water got hot.
no. I don't know if Katie's got much of a voice though.
Well, I think she's scared of him. Or she may be scared of his mom and daddy.
Maybe all of them.
Yep, could be. They could have told her, you talk, you'll be next, you know. She may be protecting her own life, but I would still bring her in and I would still break her down because she is a weak link.
Hmm.
And if they could get her away from him and take her in and interrogate her and tell her, now, Katie, we're not going to let this thing go. We're going to be on you. We're going to bring you in every day till we can find out new things. You know, I think she'll crack before he does.
Hmm.
And I also think if he had something to do with it, that he'll turn on her before she can turn on him.
Yeah. Someone's in chat right now, Cookie, like putting a bunch of misinformation about the body found. They said it was a woman with tattoos. And that's not
Oh, well, I
true.
don't
It's
know.
it's not, Cookie. It's not. I
Yeah,
just got the latest update and they don't know who it is. They didn't say the sex of the person. They said they can find out, but they did not confirm anything in that pond. There's
yeah.
another person that went missing that was found in another body of water, and their clothes were actually posted online. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah.
one, but
I
they
didn't
said it
see
was
it.
a black man, but they showed the clothing. Let me see if I can find it. It was kind of weird. There's a lot of weird shit going on, right, Cookie?
I'm telling you, the people in the world has turned evil. The
Yeah.
Lord's going to have to come back. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Of
I
course,
mean,
I'll probably be gone before he comes back because I'm 71. But
okay,
I
but
don't know if he comes back
71's
before I go to
like
bed.
young, Cookie. What are you talking about? That's young.
Well,
71?
71.
That's nothing.
And girl, I've been through a lot with my children, I have seen everything in my lifetime.
I believe it.
And when he gets ready for me, I'm ready for him.
Mm.
I feel like I've lived a fulfilling life. I've done the very best I know how. And I try to give younger people advice about their own children, you know.
Yeah. I'm sure you have
Don't be
good wisdom.
mean to
I'm
them.
sure you have a lot of wisdom.
Well, I tell them, don't do that. You know, talk to them. Talk it over with them. They know you're their parents, and they know they're supposed to listen to what you say.
Hmm.
But you don't have to be mean to them. I wasn't mean to mine.
No, it's not necessary to be mean.
No. And especially, I was 40 years old when I had my last baby.
Hmm.
So they wanted me to go in and get checked to see if she was, oh, what do you call that? It's something where they're, you know, you can tell it by their eyes and stuff.
Oh, Down syndrome?
Down syndrome, Down syndrome. We're going to check you and see if this baby's got Down syndrome. And then if you don't want to have it, of course, you don't have to, you know.
Hmm.
I said, oh, wait just a minute. Just, you don't have to do that. I'm not going to have that done. I said, if there's something wrong with this baby, I will love it as much or more than my other ones.
Hmm. I remember having that test done too. It was weird. I was like, what am I supposed to
Um,
do if, you know what I mean? Like, what are you saying? Like, oh, you can abort it if, there's something
yeah,
wrong with it. And I
yeah.
was just like, wow, that was a weird moment for me.
It was for me too, and that's why I wouldn't let them do it. I said, no,
Hmm.
you're not going to do it because I love it just the same.
Yeah.
It can't happen, you know.
Yeah.
And people don't realize certain people has been gifted by God with an afflicted child because he entrusted that child to that person that they were going to take good care of it.
Yeah.
He picked that person for that baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. She should
And if
have,
I was Katie, hey,
she should have
I don't
cherished that
see how
more.
she can take it. I don't see how she can take it. I'd have to be drunk every day. You know what I mean? Sedated in the hospital, you name it.
Hmm.
And I might have already took my own life if something like that would have happened in my life, you know. Just where you just couldn't take it,
Yeah.
not knowing, you know,
Yeah.
not knowing where they's at, what they's going through,
Like it's hard
if
enough
they
the
were
death of a
hungry.
child, let alone, you know,
That's right.
never having
That's
any
right.
answers.
I had one 34 that passed away. And
34
I'll
years
tell you
old?
something. Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
she had three little children,
Oh, I'm so sorry,
and
Cookie.
they're with their daddy now. Well, thank you.
Did they have
But
a dad that stepped in?
yes, yes, yes.
That's good.
But anyway, I didn't want her to be up there by herself, so the people at the funeral home put me a chair up there. And I thought, well, I'm going to sit in this chair by her. And when the funeral started, I just laid down on her coffin
Oh my gosh.
in the chair. I just laid over on the coffin. And when it come time to take her out, I thought, you don't know how many tears your mama put on that coffin
Mm.
because it was just so bad,
I'm so
you know.
sorry, Cookie.
That's okay. That's
No, it's
okay.
not
I
okay.
have good
It's
days.
it's
I have
sad,
good
hon.
days and I have bad days.
I understand
I
that.
have good days and then fine, and then I have days I cry all day, you know.
Hmm. I understand
And
that.
then think about all the little kids that's gone and
People not
their mothers
appreciating
and
them.
daddies.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And people out here that's dying to have children that can't. Only thing they'd have to do is just walk up and hand it to somebody and say, would you please take him or her because I don't want them.
Hmm. Yep. They just
That
found
would
a
be a
baby
blessing,
here in
you know.
at the University of Tampa. on the university grounds in the bathroom. Or no, I think it was in the bathroom they found a deceased baby or in a dumpster, one of the two. Um,
Isn't that all?
and then they found the mother later. She had unalived herself. And I was just like, wow, what is going on with this? Like
I'm telling you,
these women are losing their minds.
they are. And why didn't her mom and them know she was pregnant
I know.
and kept up with her, you know?
Right. Where are the people in these girls' lives, right?
They don't have them no more.
No. They don't have anybody to turn to. Well, thank you, Cookie. I've got someone else calling. We
All
love
right,
you.
hon, I love you and God bless you.
You too.
All
Bye-bye.
right, bye.
Call from Lisa.
Hey, Lisa, you are live on air.
These women are
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just watching and I saw that Seth had mentioned to Nancy Grace that if he had a theory, it would be that Katie gave him too much sleeping medicine and that could have caused what happened. And I'm thinking if she accidentally did that, maybe she called Chris and his first reaction may have been, oh, you know, we have to do something about this because he's in a custody battle right now.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does. He
So
had
that
the
might be
motive.
also why
He had the motive, right, to cover it up.
to cover it up. And she, like everyone's saying, she may be thinking, well, where would my life go? I have no one to go to and nothing to do, and she's kind of being controlled by her husband and his family.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with you. I think she's totally controlled by his family, and I think she has no one to fall back on. And it doesn't give her, a free pass to be a shitty
It definitely
human,
does not. Right,
But
right.
I mean, it's not saying that we sympathize with Katie in the Sebastian situation. But what you're saying is she's intimidated. She's scared. That's why she's quiet.
Which could be why he decided he was the one to call the sheriff's department, because he didn't want her to maybe get scared or nervous and give too much information.
Mm-hmm. And he probably told her, mute your phone. Don't say a word.
Right. So that's all I wanted to say. That's kind of my thoughts now.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely can see it, especially after watching Nina last night. That was when it really hit me that I kind of took everything that Nina said and put Katie in those shoes, so to speak. And I thought, because he's not going to change his spots, right? I mean, if he's like that with Nina, I'm going to be honest. I went back on their Facebooks today. I did some digging and I found old posts from 2016 when Nina was still with Chris. And there was some, disturbing things like, she wanted to buy him a T-shirt that said, it was like a ad for a picture of a T-shirt with the guy's girlfriend's picture on it, really big, and it said, and down by at the very bottom of it, where the zipper of your pants would be, it said, "Don't look here, I have a girlfriend." And she shared that on Facebook and tagged Chris and said, "I'm getting you one of these, and you're gonna wear it everywhere you go." And I thought, damn. Then there was another post on Facebook she shared with him that was a motorcycle. And she said, "Chris Proudfoot, our next bike." And I thought, there's a pattern here. He's the same with every wife. It's all about Chris and Chris's interests and what Chris likes to do. He likes the bikes. So they're out bike shopping because he likes them. You know what I'm saying? Like Nina was
Yeah.
into it because it was his thing. So it's always about him.
It's always about him,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to be with someone that he could easily control in that box that
Absolutely.
wouldn't have had an out. That's what
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because his behaviors are just so strange. I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but I looked him up on Truth Finder, and I saw that in September of 2022, when he bought the place he's at now, he also bought another place, and so there is that other location possibly
Oh, he
where
bought
he could
another
go, and
place. Is it in Tennessee as well?
it is
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Gallatin.
Oh, in
Yeah.
Gallatin. I think that's where they lived prior to moving to Hendersonville, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think or that's where his in-laws or his parents live, is Gallatin.
Well, yeah, and everything's not always 100% on TruthFinder because I have found some things that don't make sense. You know, it'll say this could be someone's sibling, and I've looked at people I know, and I'm like, no, I know that is a family member, but that's not their sibling or that's not their child.
Mm-hmm.
But it just has it on the same date, property records, purchase single family residence. And so that is kind of odd that you would purchase a residence on the same date, but it did give that other one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
and then
thank you
he's
so
got
much.
all
I've got
kinds
someone
of.
that's calling, and they've called like 4 times. So
Oh,
I'm going to let
luckily,
you go.
thank
Thank you so much. Have a great
Bye-bye.
night.
You too.
Call from
Ohio.
You are live on air.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Who am I talking to?
It's Angela from Ohio.
Hi, Angela from Ohio. What's on your mind?
Hey, nothing's on my mind. I have some people that work in the downtown, Tennessee. I'm sorry. Speak very well about a long day. But anyway, for CPS. So I am waiting for them to return through email the report of the CPS report against Katie and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get that, I'm not a fool. I'm not a joker. I'm just telling you. I want to either give it to you or Dolly. So, you know,
How are you
I
going to
just
get
want to keep
something
this
like that,
private
though?
because I have people that work there that I know, two people that work there. And it's public information. Anybody can get it. It is. It's public information.
CPS
I
records
mean,
are?
you can get. Yes, yes. Okay, let me tell you something right now. Oh no, I'm not preaching at you.
No, it's okay.
I lost my son. Okay, I lost my son, and I'm just trying to make this real quick because I'm over it already. Okay.
It's okay.
I lost my son to a court system in Butler County, Ohio. Okay. In the court system. So I spent 12 years getting any dirt I possibly could on them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very good at getting things, through the system. And I am still waiting for the information to come through because it is public record. Anybody can get it. So I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm still waiting. And once I do, I'll either give it to you or Dolly Vision. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not trying to, I'm not a goofball. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying
just
you are, and I'm
saying.
very sorry about your loss.
No. Well, no, I didn't lose because me and my son are very close now. No.
Oh,
no.
oh, okay. Well, you have your son back.
No. Right, and he's 35. I'm telling you right now, is I know how to investigate these things here.
Oh.
And right, you have to do the paperwork. You have to get out there, and you have to dig in the dirt. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
I found.
I mean, whatever you find, you can feel free to email anything. that you
Yes,
get.
I will. And once I get it, I will either send it to you or Dolly. Now, I like Dolly Vision. He's very straightforward. And you seem to be that way too. And that's awesome. But,
Okay,
once
well,
I get that,
okay, just keep us posted, okay?
yes, ma'am.
All right, thank
Thank you.
you. All right, the phone lines are open 727-755-6001. Thank you so much, caller. Four three four. Or wait, who did I miss? 541 and 865. Here we go. 541. 541, you're live on air.
From Sarah.
Sarah, you're live on air.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
What's on your mind?
I just really want to know what happened at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because the thud only means one thing to me, a body hitting a floor.
Yep.
I know of no other context in which that word applies. So that's what I really want to know. What happened?
And
you didn't go to bed like you said you did.
I told him to go to bed, and he did. But no, I mean,
dude, I roll every time you say that. I piss my pants.
It's just so transparent. Like if he really went to bed, you wouldn't say, and he did. And then she kind of chuckles, but she downplayed.
And then she's like, whatever the hell he was doing in there, he wasn't supposed to be doing. But I didn't go check on that.
Yep.
It's like, okay. If I heard a thud, I think I would go check on my child.
Right. And she downplayed it in the one interview. She said, what they asked, what did you hear? And she said, oh, just a thud.
Yeah.
Like just.
That makes no sense at all. Just a thud.
Oh, that's all. A thud is like a major noise. Yeah.
No biggie. And how she added that later, too, is more troubling. How in the first renditions of that story, she didn't hear that at all. She just told him to go to bed, and he did.
Yep. And then in one story, she heard the noise, and she said something, but she didn't say he said anything back. Then it turned into him saying something back.
Yes, and then she did.
And then she did again.
Yep, that's all I wanted to say. That's where my curiosity lies.
Yep, keep that thought.
All right. Thank you much.
Take care, Sarah.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. 865, go ahead and call back. 865, I'm sorry I missed your call. And 731. Go ahead and call back. The phone lines are open. 727-755-6001.
Call from
Sherry.
Sherry, how's it going?
It's going.
What's on your mind?
Just a couple of little statements. One, I would love to be a fly on the wall tomorrow during the custody hearing between Chris and Nina and see just how fast and how hard that judge slams that book closed on that nightmare, because there's no chance in
HE double hockey
this
sticks.
world. Absolutely. There's no chance in this world he is getting that baby now.
Yep.
So if he did do all this, he and Katie, for that reason, they just screwed themselves pretty much. The only loss here still is Sebastian. And as bad as I hate to say it, because I've been one of the ones holding out hope all this time, I just don't think Sebastian's with us anymore.
Yeah.
I think Sebastian's moved on to better places where he can run and have fun and not worry about being thrown in a garage or beat on or all of this stuff thrown away.
Mocked.
I mean, it was clear that Chris was ready to get ready, and I blame Katie too. Katie probably more than Chris at this point, because she's the mother, and if she doesn't know what a mother's supposed to feel, there are so many millions of mothers that would, or non-mothers that would give anything to be a mother.
Absolutely. And
And
would
she was the
appreciate
last one.
and appreciate his quirks, like I loved seeing those
Oh,
videos of him at the hockey game. He's like, "You suck." Like, I mean, have fun with him, man,
absolutely.
have
And
fun with him.
the little green tea video, I watched
Cute.
that thing a million times and just cracked up.
He's funny.
I mean, he was funny.
Yeah.
And I worked in special ed for 14 years. And so, believe you me, I've worked with my share of autism and many other handicaps from any type of the spectrum from A to Z. I didn't love one any more than the other. Didn't take care of one any different than the other. And when I was in special ed in school, a teacher, and but when my students started to pass away, it was time to go
Yeah.
because it was like losing a big part of my heart because I'd had them for so many years.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not a lot of people know, or maybe they do, and I just think maybe not everyone's aware. But when you have a special ed kid, whether it be with autism or, I mean, there's just so many different things it could be. I mean, they're in like elementary school for 6 to 7 years. They're in middle school for 5 years. They're in high school for 5 years. They're in there a lot longer than your normal average kid. And when you have them every day, 5 days a week, and you have them more than their parents, and you take better care of them, you give them baths, you feed them, you change them, you make sure that when they go home on the weekends that they have food. I mean, because they don't get that at home a lot of times. Not that was the case in Sebastian's case.
Right. No, I know what you're saying.
Obviously, they could afford to take care of Sebastian, and if they didn't, Seth would have. But and I'm a little mad at him too, because he should have done something the first time he heard Chris hit him with a belt. He should have went up in that house and took his kid out of there, one, and two, tell him, I'll see you in court, buddy, because this ain't going to happen again. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there now. But let's just all pray and remember to say a prayer tonight that God forbid this judge somehow sees reality, and there's no way he would ever allow that little girl in a house with those two people. I just can't imagine how he could, but then again, I can't imagine how they've gotten away with everything they've gotten away with so far either.
Me either.
But I appreciate you taking my call.
Absolutely.
Say a prayer for all of our special little babies in the world and out of the world. And you just have a blessed night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What an amazing caller, you guys. Give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. 434, go ahead and give me a call back. You are chomping it. Or no, it's not 434. Why do I keep saying that? 731, call me. 731. It is open for you. 727-755-6001. 337, beat you to it. 337, you are live on air with Jay.
Hey, Jay, this is Moo Bruce.
Hey, Moo Bruce. I want a Moo Brew. What's
How
up?
are you?
I am great. Nice to talk to you.
Oh, man, let me tell you. So today has been just a whirlwind with everything with Sebastian. My husband, he asks me all the time, like, why do you do this to yourself? Why do you watch all this stuff?
Yeah.
like a lot of people, I break down because I can't imagine not wanting my children, and
Aw.
how it's just it's insanity and it's so horrible. And if they thought it's not funny, but I do want to laugh at them because if they thought that getting rid of Sebastian was going to get them face, then they're even dumber
Yeah.
than they seem.
Yeah.
And I hope that he gets a rude awakening tomorrow whenever they look at him in the face and tell him, you're not fit to have any child in your home.
Hmm. I would
Let
love
alone
to
a
see
daughter.
that. I would love to see it. And you know what else I thought? And bless your heart. I can hear your emotion in your voice over this. And I just want to say, as someone as sensitive as you are, breaks are good. Breaks are good. I've been there myself. This
Oh, yeah.
stuff gets heavy, man, every day.
It is.
It does. And you've got to take those breaks. And that goes for everybody, you know. I mean, we've got Mother's Day coming up. Let's make that the best day,
Yes.
you know, with our families and really hug them a little tighter because you're right. It's shameful, honestly.
It is. And the fact that she sits up there and, well, the few times that she has spoken and laughs about her son's, like, shortcomings, I guess you could say, like, nothing pissed me off more than him saying the comment about that he liked to use the bathroom on himself.
Yeah. Likes it.
And I'm like, how dense are you? And I hope he's listening. I swear. Like, I leave comments everywhere because I'm like, I want him to know that I despise.
Yeah, that you see right through his
despise him.
ass.
Oh, yeah. I despise him and I despise Katie for the fact that grow a backbone.
Mm-hmm.
That was your son. You carried him for 9 months. You gave birth to him. And you chose Stankfoot over him.
Right.
And I have no doubt that I truly believe that they got rid of him for face because they were dumb enough to think that the courts would give them custody of another child with one missing. It makes no sense.
No.
But I was on my way to Walmart.
Oh, you're at Wally's?
I'm in a car, but I'm pulling up. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm calling because who was it? Cookie that was talking a
Yeah.
while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she just.
She's
you know,
lovely.
it makes you. She is. Everybody in the chat is, and I do feel bad for Seth. But the one thing, and I know I'm not even going to say it because you know what? I'm sure there's a lot of things that if he could go back in time and do, he would.
For sure.
Now.
For sure.
Because a lot of people are giving him a hard time that, like that Seth was saying, that Sebastian was saying that he didn't want to go back home to Seth and Katie. And because he wouldn't say why.
I'm sure he wishes he
sending
would have
him.
pressured more for an
Yes.
answer.
Yes, and this is so not fair, and I would pay money to see just
Him shot down.
Seth beat the shit.
Oh, to
out
see.
of Chris.
Oh, me too. I don't think Seth has it in
I'm
him
not
though.
gonna lie.
I mean, maybe he does in a certain moment, but
Oh,
he's just been
I would
so
pay money
controlled.
at this point.
I don't know how he's done it, but
Terry Lynn. We should call Terry Lynn and have her jump on Chris.
Yes.
Jump on Seth. I mean Chris. Too many names.
I know. All right, go to Walmart. All right, thanks. Take care and happy Mother's Day to you.
Real quick though, Happy Mother's Day to you too. But can you at least just say for me about how he was told to go to bed?
Oh my
and
God.
He did.
I told him to go to bed, and he did. You're crazy. Go shop. Bye, Moo Bruce. Bye. Love her. Wally World. She's pulling into Wally World, calling up on Jay is for Justice Live. Here we go, 731. You're getting through finally.
Call from
Cassie.
Hello, you are live on air. Finally.
Hey, Jay.
Hey.
How's it going tonight?
Thanks for not giving up.
Hey, look, when things strike you, you just have to make sure, you cover the people that you love.
Who am I
I
talking
am
to?
in this. This is Cassie from Tennessee.
Hi, Cassie.
Oh, when people say things that you know could affect others that you care about because you watch them constantly, you want to kind of make sure they're on the up and up. But the state of Tennessee CPS cases are sealed documents.
Okay. That's
Um,
what I thought. Because
No, yes, they are sealed documents, and don't want to take a chance of her sending you that if she does get her hands on that. If someone she knows works in with CPS,
yeah, I don't
she
want to be
sends
in the
that to
middle of
you.
that.
Yeah, no lawsuit for you, obviously. But yeah, I mean, we've dealt with this for several different cases, and I'm actually going with it through a CPS case myself with my grandson, and my attorney can't even get a CPS file.
Damn.
Like, it doesn't happen. But to mention something else that we were talking about earlier on the body part they found in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
If you will actually look at that article, it tells you the name of the lake that it was found
Mm-hmm.
in Flatwood, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
If you Google Flatwood, Mississippi to Yogi Bear Campground,
Mm-hmm.
it is a straight shot up Interstate 55, exactly 2 hours and 44 minutes away.
Yep. We mapped that earlier, actually, and
Yep.
I was shook. I was like, it's not
Yeah.
that far away, considering that
And
he was MIA for many, many hours that day.
17 hours he was gone moving the RV, and it's 3 hours and 24 minutes from where he's at to Hendersonville. Makes no sense. But they always say that when you do something and you hide it, they either stay close
Mm-hmm.
to what they've done to make sure it's protected, or they return to the scene of the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Criminals always do that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
That's
I'm a
why
criminal
maybe
justice
why they're
major
not coming
myself.
home.
Absolutely. I'm a criminal justice major myself, and I've been following this very detailed and closely.
Well, I
There's
appreciate
a reason why they're where they're at. So just make sure
Keep that in
somebody
mind.
sends you something to always check it, because the state of Tennessee CPS cases are sealed.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for clearing that up. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So I just want to say, I'm not Team Steph. I'm not Team Chris. I'm not Team Katie. I'm
Team
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Same here.
Absolutely. All right. You guys have a good night.
You too. Take care. Happy Mother's
Bye-bye.
Day.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, caller. And happy Mother's Day to Cookie. The phone line is back open, 727-755-6001. I'm going to show you guys that article. There were remains found just outside of Jackson, Mississippi. It's very disturbing. It's not too far. It's about, like the caller said, we mapped it out earlier. It's about 2.5 hours from where they are camping. Who do we have? 205.
From
Adrian.
Adrian, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, Adrian, what's on your mind?
Is this Jay?
This is Jay. You are live.
Okay. I was just calling in about the whole Sebastian Rogers case thing.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think whatever happened in that house that night. I think when she either left that morning or the flashlight stuff or the lights, I think they're flashlights, because we all know that the garbage people don't come out at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
I think they're flashlights. I think that was when somebody was moving him. I don't think Sebastian is with us anymore. I hate that. And it's very sad for me to hear Steph to say, I think he is coming to a realization that Katie has done something, and I think he knows it. And because before, up until now, to me, he's always had hope of finding him. Even when I was starting to lose hope a month ago, he always had hope, and so I just think whatever happened in the house happened that night, and he was removed during the night or that morning when she got up and left at 6. And I think that's the whole thing. And until I'm sure that the law enforcement has already done their phones, but I heard that takes like 90 days or so to get back. So as soon as that comes back, I think we will have a big realization of what's happened.
I just want this thing resolved, and either way, whatever the outcome is, this child deserves to come home.
Yes, he does. One way or the other.
Yep.
Yes, he does. But I do wish they would get Katie away from Chris and interrogate her. I think they could get her to crack. And also, I would love to know what polygraph she took, because I'd like her to take one from the guy Seth took one from.
Oh, yeah. Her and Chris.
Absolutely.
Her and Chris.
Absolutely. I think they both should have to take them from that guy. I do.
Me too.
And then
I think that's why they blew off Nancy Grace, because she went to the top. She wasn't going to give them anything to dispute. This polygrapher,
like that her,
because he put down the dogs, right? He said the dogs weren't, on point or whatever. He tried to put that down. You can't put down the head of the FBI's polygraphy unit.
No, you sure can't.
I mean, he could try.
And another thing that kills me, in the beginning, the pictures of them doing the videos and stuff, on his arms, those scratches and stuff, why in the heck ain't those cops done something about that? Like, I hope they took pictures and stuff of that. I pray.
I'm sure
that
they're
not
did.
Dumb enough not to be building a case here. I just pray that they're, because we as the public, we're sitting back and we're seeing all this and we're going, if that was us, they'd have us under the jail by now.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sitting here going, I mean, where I live, you have a missing kid and you got scratches on your arm, baby, you're not leaving the county. Okay? You're staying. So I just don't understand it. And I mean, I really pray they're building a case and this is not another Summer Wells, because I think there's more evidence in that case. I think there's a good bit of evidence, because the lack of physical evidence, the other things around. So that, because I don't think that's not available in Summer's case as much. You ain't got people really talking and I hate to be ugly, but you don't have credible people talking, telling the truth. See what I'm saying?
Right.
The people in the neighborhood where Chris and Katie live are a different type of people. I just hate to be ugly, but they are. You can just tell. And so therefore, yes, not saying that they're not going to lie. Absolutely. And they're going to embellish things and stuff. But always in a lie, there's part truth.
Absolutely.
There's always part truth in a lie. So, therefore, they're going to give you more information than the people in Beach Creek. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And plus, the people in Beach Creek aren't going to be complaining to the police. You need to solve this, because we have kids and we have $500,000 homes in this nice neighborhood, and our kids' friends don't want to come over.
And it doesn't make us look very well.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want that. That would be very unsettling in a small little neighborhood like that, especially where they're building new homes, right?
When you don't really know. Yeah, it'd be very unsettling. I have a 4-year-old granddaughter. I would be very worried. I mean, if I lived in the neighborhood, for real. Because you don't really know. I mean, we all have a thought, but you don't know. I mean, that's very unsettling. Very much so.
Yeah. So,
but I will let you
they
go,
may keep the pressure on the police too, Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I hope the people in that area do keep the pressure on that police department so they solve this.
Yeah, me too.
One way, because I think with polygraphs from the guy that took Seth, I think it could be solved in one day. I honestly do. If they could get them two in there to take a polygraph, I promise you this would be solved.
I agree.
Instantly. I do.
I agree.
And that's the key to it. And I hope and pray that they will do this.
Me too.
Really
well, bless you, and happy Mother's Day to you.
You too, sweetheart.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love all these Southern accents coming in. Leo, it's so good to see you in chat. The line's open 757-757-60001. Give me a call. Let me know your thoughts. 434. Call me back. 434 just is having horrible luck getting through. Come on, 434. I want to hear from you. It's 479 beat you again. 434.
From.
You are live on air. Who am I talking to?
Hi, Jay. My name's Linda.
Hi, Linda. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to mention something I had seen a long time ago, or a while back, when Chris and Katie's first interview was on the news. There was a woman who commented, I can't remember which site it was on, which channel, but she commented that she had known Katie from years before. And she said she about fell off her chair when she saw Katie on the news because Katie had a fiery personality. That's how she described her.
Fiery.
And yes, that was the word she used, fiery. And when I was listening to your show last night about, Katie taking video and, some of the things she was doing with Nina, I don't think we've seen the real Katie. I think the Katie we're seeing is not the real Katie. And I also think that they must have had some epic battles in that house because Chris obviously responds to that. We
Uh-oh, are you still there? You cut out for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think Katie is who we're seeing on her interviews. I think she's a totally different personality.
Oh, yeah, this is an act?
I mean,
or do you think she's
probably.
going through some shit? Like,
well, I mean, I think she's going through it. Is obviously very stressful for them. I mean, especially if they did do something. But I think that I don't think she's that subdued type personality like she's displaying. And that comment really stuck with me because that was like one of the first comments I saw when this whole story first broke. And that was exactly what that woman said. So
yeah,
it was just something I wanted to mention.
We haven't seen fiery yet, but I bet she can be under certain circumstances.
I bet she can be too.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So that was just something I wanted to mention. It really struck me last night when I was listening to your show.
Yeah, very
hearing
insightful.
Her videotaping.
Yep. Thank you, caller.
Yeah. So, oh, you're welcome.
Well, happy Mother's
Day. I love your show.
You got it in first. Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Snacks because, he's 15 and snacks.
629-434. You are just
Call from.
too slow. You are live on the air with Jay. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Jay. It's Mom of the Year.
Oh, hey, Mom of the Year. How are you?
Self-appointed.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom of the Year.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom of the Year.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And to you.
Thank you. What's on your mind?
So I wondered if I could offer a different perspective. I'm in Hendersonville, Tennessee. We have a small case going on here.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little. And your last caller was saying, I hope that people are still putting pressure on the police and the police haven't given up.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that a lot of people who are not familiar with Hendersonville might be feeling that way, especially in comparison to the Summer Wells case.
Mm-hmm.
But we are a rather large city, and our police force is excellent. They are top-notch. These are highly educated, well-trained people who are constantly seeking higher education from people across the country who know more than they do. This is, we're all really confident that our police are on it. If there's anything that can be done or anything that can be found, they're doing it.
Okay. So are you frustrated
And
with the comments from people saying that, the Proudfoots would be able to control law enforcement and things that are going on within law enforcement and things like that?
yeah, yeah, I think it's a pretty easy kind of conspiracy theory to fall back on in the absence of, information.
Sure.
Yeah.
It
So,
happens in every
but
case. I see it in every case. If we don't
yeah,
get answers
yeah.
immediately, the
hmm
police aren't worth a shit. But everybody goes back to
Yes.
Summer Wells. And I think
Yes.
I look at a lot of cases. So I see that the TBI finds a lot of missing kids all the time. They're finding them,
Right.
they wander into the woods and they do this massive search, but it's a legit walk off and they find the child
Right.
and bring him home. And we don't really pay attention to those ones, So unfortunately,
Yeah.
the stigma sticks when there's one that goes unsolved.
Yep. That's an excellent point. Exactly. Well, hopefully, but I don't know. It's just my opinion as someone who lives here, right? But
I
really, we
appreciate
have a
that.
really
No, I love that I'm
great.
getting input from someone who lives there, and it doesn't sound like it's a
Yeah.
little town, right?
No, it is absolutely not a little town. No. Um, no, absolutely not.
Now, since
we're-
you live there, can I ask something
Yeah.
about Gallatin?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is Gallatin smaller than Hendersonville? What would be the comparison?
Yeah, so Gallatin is more rural than Hendersonville is,
Okay.
but definitely up and coming. A lot of businesses are headed into Gallatin. Facebook is building a huge headquarters there. Beretta just built a huge headquarters there. I mean, Gallatin
wow.
is definitely up and coming, but it is old school. A lot of people in Gallatin have always been in Gallatin.
Okay. So
And
that's
so they
more good
all
old
kinda
boys
know each other.
kind of in that
Yes.
area. Okay, because that's where the Bauer Sox live, from
Yeah.
my
Yep.
understanding. And when Nina had the
Yes.
issues, it was with Gallatin police, not Hendersonville, from my understanding.
hmm Yeah. Yep. I think so. And I've had some opportunities to interact with Gallatin police officers as well, and they are also well educated. Great. It's not like a Barney Fife deal, but Gallatin is much more hometown. People have been there their whole lives, going to stay there their whole lives. And I'm sure that a lot of people do know the Bauer Sox. I'm in Hendersonville. I'm not in Gallatin, but I am on the line of Hendersonville and Gallatin.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I don't know everyone in Hendersonville. I don't know everyone in Gallatin, but I am in a national organization here. I've been involved in city government, in Sumner County government. I've been doing volunteer work here with professional development and government and police force and fire for many, many years. So I am aware of a lot of names, obviously not every name, but I've never heard their name before.
That says a lot. I appreciate you calling in and giving this local input, because we have been led to believe, and if you haven't been there, you don't know. Is Hendersonville more of like a suburb of Nashville, where like people who don't want to live in Nashville anymore have kind of gravitated? Because I grew up in Michigan, right? So I lived in the suburb of Detroit, which, people started to gravitate out from the city of Detroit, and the suburbs just grew and grew and grew. And it sounds like that's what's happening outside of Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the number 2 school district in the state. Kelly Clarkston just sold her house here. Reba McEntire lived here.
Yeah.
We are the home of Johnny Cash.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
You've got Kid Rock. I went to high school with Kid Rock.
Yes. I mean, Hendersonville is legit. There are, there are a lot of well-known people who come here so that they can stay undercover. Because it's a great place to live, but it's quiet and people don't harass you. And
so, what's your thoughts? Do you think that the neighborhood will be like, hey, we want this solved because we don't want this child to just poof vanish in our neighborhood with no answers?
Have you spoken to any of the neighbors?
I have not personally. No.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard some call-ins that said they were the neighbor. So if that was legit, yes, I have. but not personally.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So I heard that guy talk. And I am close friends with some of their neighbors, and that they are a quiet neighborhood, and they definitely are upset and frustrated with the publicity, and some YouTubers are just acting a fool up and down their street and flying drones into their garages. I mean, just crazy shit, just crazy.
Yeah.
And they're quieter, more private people on that street. But I can tell you that from what I know, and this is obviously secondhand information that you're hearing from me, from my friends who live there, no one is super convinced that he ever left the house.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. Especially the way he stumbled when Nancy Grace asked him about when he had been home in February and when was the last time and what were the dates, and law enforcement told me I can't give dates. Like, what?
Yep. Well, the reason I thought it was so interesting is because if the neighbors feel that way, and those are the people who have the cameras, those are the people who have seen the footage.
Yes.
Those people own the Ring cameras that maybe haven't been released, or that the police have that are not, if those people's general impression is he never left the house that day, that night, he did not come out on his own, then that says a lot to me.
Yeah. And if they handed over footage that shows that never happened.
Yeah. And who knows if they did or didn't.
Right.
I mean, who knows? Like I said, our police force, top notch. These people are not going to be out here blabbing their mouths and jacking up this case. This police force is going to, if they've got something, they are keeping it quiet until they can prove it 100%.
And that's probably why Chris doesn't want to let any searchers or any canines in the house.
It's incredibly odd.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even Chris Watts said, come on in.
Yeah, yep.
I mean,
it's a different kind of narcissist. Yeah, it's a different kind of personality type. But still,
he has
egocentric.
Like Chris is more like the grandiose. Like, I'm smarter than everyone. I'm the smartest guy in the room. I can fool anyone, and he doesn't really see how transparent he is.
Yeah, which is why it kind of made me nervous that he has that custody case tomorrow. Because if he loses that, which, I mean, you would think that he is.
Ticking time bomb.
Unglued.
Ticking time bomb. I hope that Katie is safe tomorrow. And I'm being dead serious.
Yeah. Well, he won't be here, right? I mean, he'll be there, I guess. But,
no, I think it's on Zoom. It's on Zoom.
Oh, are they Zooming it?
It's on Zoom. Yes.
Well.
So I'm sure all of the socks and foots will be on Zoom, to try to intimidate Nina. But you're right. If he gets cut off and he is told he has lost custody of Faith, he's lost everything, especially with Mama. Mama's going to lose her shit.
Yeah. And his emotional regulation is so non-existent anyway that it's really going to be, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting day and night to listen to YouTube.
Right. I hear you.
No telling what that man is going to
I hear you.
Go off with. But
right. He might come on the tubes full force tomorrow when he loses his shit.
Listen, my money is on the fact that he does sometime in the next week for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I hope that we have a break in this case as well, because Sebastian deserves better than this shit. These games they're playing. I know.
Yep, he absolutely does. Listen, can I ask you real quick before you go?
Sure.
Have you seen the stuff about the polygraph guy going on Nancy Grace and saying what Seth thought his theory was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the medication.
Yeah. Does that seem odd to you that the polygrapher would go on a national show and tell what Seth said during his test?
I think he drew a line in the sand with that. I feel like it was the buffer that Seth needed to not be the one to say it. I think that they've held back on saying that Seth isn't a suspect, because I always felt like that would put a line in the sand and they would never communicate with him. And I think they were desperately trying to communicate to get dogs in there. And I think when they realized he's not going to budge, that they had to draw a line in the sand and say, you know what, this is what I think happened. And I'm going to have to say it. I mean, there comes a time, I think, where he had to speak and say, yes, I think that she did something, instead of
It
going
just
along
seemed to
with her
me,
story.
yeah.
What do you think about
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it just seemed to me like that's something that maybe Seth could have let out if he felt that way. Not that a polygrapher would say, this is what Seth revealed to me during our test.
I feel
You
like
know? I
Seth
don't know.
knew, though. I feel like Seth knew.
Yeah. Gave permission or
I
something to
do.
share.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I think that it was a way to kind of put out there. Nancy put out, hey, Seth passed his poly. Seth,
Yeah.
faced the heat and the pressure and the 3-hour long, questioning, and he passed. And for Chris, and I think that's why she kept playing that clip of Chris. You name the time and the place, and he never did it. And she was really driving home, not the fact that Seth was cleared, because I think a lot of us knew he wasn't there. There were some people saying, "Oh, it looks like him in that garage," but I never thought he was in that garage. But or in that light video or whatever. So everybody keeps focusing on the fact that he passed a polygraph. Oh, big deal. We all kind of thought he would. But I think it's the more it's deeper than that. It sends a message to Chris and Katie that, hey, he's past this. He stepped up to the plate and you guys have not. So where are you now? It kind of puts that ball right back in their court. And if they sit there and do nothing, right? They did nothing when there was a sighting. Seth jumped in his car. I mean, all of these actions are circumstantial, but they add up to be something that is sinister.
Oh yeah, no, their actions are speaking loud.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Their actions are speaking louder than anything they could ever say. Even though Katie's being quiet, her actions are still saying, I'm guilty.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like. I'm not on Team Seth I'm Team Sebastian.
I'm Team
but
Sebastian,
yes,
too.
That is what it seems like. Yes, yes, it's definitely, yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, you guys, thank you for continuing to cover this. Don't forget about us up here in Hendersonville.
Never. We love you. We've adopted y'all. Now I'm saying y'all all the time. My husband's from Georgia. He's like, damn, you're saying y'all a lot instead of you guys. Right? And I'm like, it's all these awesome Tennessee people that are calling in. I'm like picking up on their accents. I love it. Don't I
know, girl.
I love you guys. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
All right.
That was some great info. Thank you for the insight.
Oh, yes. You guys have a good night.
You too. Happy Mother's Day.
Bye-bye. Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye. Thank you. Awesome caller. Good to hear from a local. Awesome job. You guys are awesome tonight. You are on fire. I see that somebody in here is talking to Nina. Yes, please message her tonight and tell her that there are 1,626 people in Jay is for Justice podcast, and they say, good luck tomorrow. Our prayers, our thoughts, our good vibes, whatever it is that we carry and project onto others are projected onto Nina and Faith tomorrow. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I cannot even fathom the thought of another child ever around that monster.
From
Ryan Appleton.
It is my Ryan. Ryan, I ate today.
I'm proud of you. I hope everybody ate today.
You are so wonderful. Thank you for making sure I eat, Ryan. What's on your mind?
It's funny, actually, because even though I'm not from Tennessee, my younger brother lived in Hendersonville, and now he lives in Nashville. But I've been to Hendersonville when I've visited, and I'm still shocked that this child has gone missing, just because of how small of an area it is, even though it's very well lush.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're getting closer than we think.
To the truth?
Yeah. This case from day one has reminded me of Letitia Stout and Gannon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And look how far he was found from Colorado.
Yep. To Florida.
We never imagined when we heard he was found in Florida. It was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though she drove all the way to North Carolina. But, I mean, this one, I think the mattress had something to do with it. I think the people with the mattress, I don't know why, but I have some reason to believe that had something to do with it. And not the mattress directly, but the people.
Yeah, someone gave him something.
They were just given a mattress and
just put it in the garage. Yeah, it's sus. It's very sus, Ryan.
Do you think we're a lot closer than we have been?
I feel like we are. I feel like they have put on the heat. I think by drawing that line in the sand with Seth, saying, hey, he took this poly with the FBI and he passed. And now he's got this Tony that's working with him and helping him through this. And I was negative about it at first. I have a better feeling about it. And I feel like we are definitely closer. And I'm praying that, Sebastian is okay. But either way, I want closure like everybody else does.
Another thing is, the one thing that has struck me odd is, in all the cases I can remember, and even with Casey Anthony, she cried on camera. Yes, was it fake? Possibly, but she still showed compassion for her child, even if she was or was not involved. This mother has shown nothing.
Nothing.
Like, we all grieve differently. Do not get me wrong. But I have kids. If they were missing, I'd be a wreck. Like, and mine are 19. Mine are full-grown adults.
Yeah, and you wouldn't stop looking. I mean,
I'd be crushing the pavement, as they say, pounding the pavement, and looking for my child, and being on every news channel I could. And it seems that he does not allow her to talk.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's being definitely censored and controlled. And to hear that Nina's phone was actually censored by him, like it was in his mother's name and his mother cut it off. Wow. Yep. I mean, Katie may not even have a phone to use right now, if you think about it.
And I get to a point when Chris got upset because people were harassing his parents. Like, in some instance, yes, they might not have been involved, but, leave them alone. I get being defensive of your parents or family members if they aren't involved.
Right. Right. Did you catch earlier that I had actually texted Chris's biological dad and stepmom? They actually texted me back. And Mike, his dad, I asked if he had a statement, being the step grandfather of Sebastian. And he said, nah, NAH.
Oh, wow.
And then I said, not even a statement. I'm like, there is so much misinformation out there. And he said, leave me alone. And that said a lot to me.
You can at least give like a blanket statement of, we appreciate everybody's actions in trying to help Sebastian. We encourage them to keep going. We thank everybody who has helped so far.
Right.
You could at least give that.
Be cordial.
Like a
nah. It wasn't even no. It was like nah. Like, I picture that to be like, nah, I don't care.
That's like something you say, hey, do you want anything to eat? Nah.
Yeah, exactly. These people, they're so nonchalant about this.
I lived in the South for many years, and nah is like a generic, yes, statement, but not for something like this.
I agree. It's very crass, and it just goes to show like how serious they even take. I mean, the fact that they don't even say anything positive about Sebastian. I mean, we've seen like 3-second clips, and we think he's cute and funny, and we can see he had a sense of humor, and her sitting there saying, oh, well, he is verbal. He can talk. If you say his name, he'll look. But it's like, bitch, what are you talking about? He's bowling. He's cheering on a sports team. He's saying green tea, being funny. What do you mean?
Right.
It's
Well, and
makes me
I
mad.
think something that was very misleading, and I've talked to my brother about this, something that was very misleading in the beginning were the photo shoots. The photos were so old.
Mm-hmm. That too.
People weren't even looking for the right child. But I'm going to let you go so other people can call
Thank you, babe. I love you, Ryan.
I love you too, and I love everybody else. Talk to everybody in chat.
Bye. He is so awesome. Love you, Ryan. Okay, so Jules wants to call in, or I'm sorry if I have the name wrong. The dog handler that was Chrissy Cakes, the dog handler. Call in right now. This is for you. I'm not going to turn the phones on until you tell me you're calling. I want to talk to the dog handler that Chris Proudfoot shied away. Is Michael still local? Yeah, he is. Julia, yes. Julia, the phone line's open 727-755-6001. Julia, go ahead and give me a call. Julia is the dog handler that was supposed to go inside and help and was shut down. You are live on air.
Hello, this is Lee from Virginia.
Hey, Lee, how you doing?
I talked with you last week or whatever.
Yes, you did. Can you turn your YouTube down for me?
Okay.
Go ahead, Lee. What's on your
All right, how's
mind?
that?
Yeah. Go ahead, Lee.
I want to wish all y'all happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And yes, even you, Katie, happy Mother's Day, even though it may be the worst one of your life. But not being sarcastic, but happy Mother's Day. What I want to say is that I listened to that call the other night, as probably most of you did, on Cluminati. And, of course, Chris called in and doing the sling blade thing and a few other voices. Well, he didn't use no voice change on that. He was actually doing that. I can do it myself.
Oh.
But, but the thing about I love the most about your call is he did talk a lot of good things about Sebastian. And maybe some things that he said that maybe people didn't listen to real good. But, he talked about the fishing trip, how much he loved it and all like that, and he wanted to go back. He said that one of the voices that CP likes to do is Morgan Freeman. He said that's one he's working on. And also on the call, and if you listen to it, he said initially when law enforcement and the searchers went out, well, long and around about there, they took bags of snacks out with milk and set them around in different places, hoping Sebastian would find it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then they realized, well, hey, the milk's going to go bad. So then they started putting yoo-hoos, out with them. And, I didn't know that until, he said that. And I thought that was pretty cool,
Yeah.
But it's still, I even said last week, I thought we was going to get some information this week. And I was right, it was about the picture. I said, I hope that we would at least get information about that picture. So that happened. But I still think some more is going to come out either by the end of the week or something next week.
Yeah.
I just think it's right on the verge of it.
Well, I hope you're right.
But,
I hope you're right. I mean, I did enjoy hearing those stories about Sebastian as well. But I think for Chris's to save face, I think it was a little too late. I think that those should have been the initial memories and stories that came out of his mouth, and it wasn't. It was a lot of projecting and poking fun and things like that. And I think it was just a little late for him to try to clean up that mess. But I do appreciate you bringing that, to the forefront, the good stories in hearing about Sebastian. And I appreciate
Yeah, I mean,
that.
anything you hear good about Sebastian is good because, you know, you're not going to hear a whole lot out of them. And while I know, and one thing he also said that was that Katie is not coming out to speak with no one. And because of the harassment and everything that she will probably receive. And he also said that he's going to go dark. In other words, he's not going to call in nowhere else for a while.
Yeah.
And I gathered that up because maybe his
court
thing tomorrow in New Mexico, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So I kind of want to find out about that, you know.
Yeah.
And I agree with, you know, y'all that he's probably going to go off the deep ends if he don't get somewhat custody of his child. But it's really sad that, you know, all this has happened, you know. And did you see the clickbait on crime, bed, and lies, I think it is, stories or whatever?
No.
Crime.
What clickbait?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to go
How
see
do you
it.
know
A
it's
lot of people are up. Well, you can see it right. It's clickbait.
What makes it clickbait? Is it? What did she say it was?
Because it's right on, like on y'all's headings that you put out.
I know,
you know,
but what
it says Sebastian.
What did it say though?
Sebastian Rogers, body parts found.
Oh shit!
So it leads you to believe that it's Sebastian that they found body parts
I don't
to.
like that.
You know, down in Mississippi.
Yeah.
So it's very, very misleading, and you know, a lot of people say, "Hey, you need to redo that or something," you know, and we're unsubscribing to you.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That
I mean,
that was
that won't
probably
cool.
not the best choice of
No.
title.
No.
Oh.
But,
well, Lee, thank you
yeah, I
so
didn't like it
much.
too much.
I'm actually going to take a
Yes,
call right
ma'am.
now from the dog handler who was going to come in and work
Okay,
on the house. So,
cool.
yeah, she's going to call in after you. Thank you so much, Lee.
All right, sweetie. It was good talking to
You
y'all.
too.
And God bless y'all. And like I say, y'all have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And everybody else does too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Loving some Lee. What a kind heart. What a kind heart. Deanna Weller, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your generous super chat, Deanna. All right, Julia, I'm going to call you back right meow. 610. Let's give Julia a call.
Hello.
Julia, hi, it's Jay.
Hey, how's it going, girl?
I am good. I am good. It's good to talk to you. I'm glad you were in chat tonight.
Oh, yeah. I know. I was excited. I was like, I'm going back and forth with this girl on Facebook. She probably thinks I'm like ants because like
No,
I
I was reading it all. I'm like,
so-
oh my gosh. I was going to ask you if you wanted to come on Friday, but you're here tonight. So amazing. Thank you for calling in. So
Oh,
Julia,
yeah,
tell
of
us
course.
tell us about you, what you do, because not everybody knows who you are. So tell us what you do and all of that. Give us some background.
Sure. So I've been a canine handler for 15 years. I was enlisted in the Army. I was an Army canine handler overseas. I did explosives. So now I'm fugitive apprehension patrol work overseas. But since I'm a captain now, I'm an officer, I can't handle a canine like in the military world. So I did a civilian job as a Department of Defense handler. So I'm still now an Army reservist, but I also do DOD handling and my own private security. So I have 7 dogs, but only 6 are certified canines right now. The baby Malinois, her name's Bellatrix, like from Harry Potter. She's only 8 months old, so she don't do anything but like bite now. So yeah, oh my god, she's nuts. But and then from that point on, so I don't want to go through like they're all dual purpose. Like Gator is like my one I post the most about. He's my pride and joy. He does narcotics, evidence detection, article searching, what else does he do? Fugitive apprehension, evidence recovery. He's got a bunch of stuff. And then, R is my cadaver dog. And they all go down from there. They're all dual purpose. They're all patrol in addition to something else. And the reason why we do dogs, like for dual purpose aspects, is if you have like, for example, in Philadelphia, I literally had a search a couple weeks ago Gator and I were going into a prison facility to do a search, and I'm not in any way comparing Chris to this guy. It's just something I've noticed when people refuse to let me search their place. We were going to search a cell, and this dude was like, I didn't sign up for this. Or the guard's like, I'm sure you didn't sign up to, like, murder people either, but that's why you're here in prison. Literally, the guard said this, and I'm just like, oh, snap. But this is Philadelphia. I mean, this is Philadelphia. They're just going to do it here.
I could listen to your stories all night, I bet.
Oh, girl, I could, yeah. So he was refusing to have me go in there. And then he goes and lays down on the bed. And I just look at the guard. I'm like, do you want me to still search the room? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I said to the guy, canine coming in, I'm coming in the room. And he was laying in the bed and he was all pouty and stuff like that. So Gator, he initially walked past the guy, like he was like searching, like whatever. And then all of a sudden he does a head snap, which if he's walking past something and his head turns rapidly back to where he walked from, that means he walked past like an odor source. And he walks up to this guy's mattress and stares at it. He goes to burrow his face in, and as he goes to sit, his indication is sitting. The guy said something effing dog and kicked him in the face. So Gator backs up for a second and looks at the guy, and like he didn't know what to do. So the guy goes to kick him again, and then that's when Gator started barking and jumping around. And
he went to kick your dog
twice.
Oh, hell no!
And I'm just like, oh. Well, he got lucky because Gator literally. I'm sure people here have seen the other guys. That's literally what he's named after. Is Will Ferrell's like split personality of Gator the pimp or whatever he is in that movie.
That's what he's
like,
named.
Gator don't play.
I love
it. Yeah, because like he's a Gator don't play. But where was I going with this? I get Gator's a funny dude. He's gonna be 9 this month, but he still is very, very active. He's a Malinois. Anyone who has one will tell you that they're crazy. But I mentioned this the other night. The canine always outranks the handler, especially in the military service, and that's because they want you to respect your canine partner like you would a superior officer. That's why you can't be a captain in the Army and have a major who's a dog, because you can't have a field grade dog walking around making these executive decisions. I mean, we'd probably be better off, but just because dogs are awesome. But most cop dogs, and you'll hear this if you ever watch a canine apprehend somebody on a video, the police officer typically either takes what we call a break stick and will stick it in the dog's mouth, or they'll grab them by the collar and lift them off. And the reason why you don't want to be saying out, 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 or like get off, off, off is because if let's say you apprehend someone, if a criminal defense attorney pulls up your body cam footage and hears you say on that body cam, out, 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 like Gator, out, out, he's going to say this handler clearly didn't have control of their dog. And that's why a lot of dogs in LA especially aren't allowed to be patrolled, which is apprehension certified, or if they're forced to do a bite, they can only stay on for 3 seconds. And it's like, what kind of an apprehension is going to be like 3 seconds? So right now they want us to do a bark and hold, which means the dog runs in, finds the criminal, and just stands there and starts barking. I mean, if you're a bad guy and, a dog's standing there barking, what do you think you're going to do if you're running from the cops already? So that's one thing I don't like about the new laws that are coming out. So it's really sad. But enough backstory about me.
Well, thank you for your service, first of all. I mean, what an impressive background, right? I mean,
yeah, thank you.
I would love to have you on again, because I have a lot of questions about scent dogs versus like cadaver dogs. And with these cases, we see it in almost every case that we cover in some way, shape, or form.
I could talk dogs all day.
I would love to have you on, and we can talk about it offline or whatever. But I would love to have you on again if you're willing, just to pick your brain a bit and get your opinion on some things.
Yeah, if you want me just to clarify about this whole current case situation, if I
that's what I want you to do. So you were called in and asked to come and search the Proudfoot's yard and house, or the neighborhood as well. Let me know start from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, the one girl asked me if Gator's okay. I can see I couldn't see the chat in the other thing I was on, but yes, Gator's okay now. He's just, and Gator's a live search dog. R is my cadaver dog. So I was I was trying to get a hold of TBI, and I was trying to get a hold of Sumner County. And I said, someone please tell me how to get in touch with this father, meaning Steph, because I just have an intuition that I want to get in touch with, went to get in touch with, somebody to help, and nobody was answering me. So there's a different creators channel I was on. I tagged the creator. I'm like, can you please tell Steph to email me? And because he doesn't have social media, I found out. So someone from his search team called me and was just like, hey, what kind of dogs do you have and everything. So I explained all my 6 certified dogs and what they do. And I said, I want to bring down Gator for sure and Aura, because Gator's, the live search, article search, but Gator's also trained in evidence and narcotics. And the reason for in narcotics, he's trained in pharmaceuticals, which means Sebastian's medication, because he's found Adderall in cells, he's found Xanax, he finds anything that's pharmaceutical. I mean, I can't take credit for Gator. He was trained by Department of Corrections before I got to the state of Arizona. So I wanted to really bring Gator in there because my thought is, and again, I'm not accusing, in case he's listening, I'm not accusing him of anything, but typically, like I mentioned before, if someone's really refusing me, I'm just like, why? I wanted Gator to go in there and do a search for sure, and he's going to tell me if Sebastian's medication's there. My thought is, if his medication's there, then they're planning on coming home. But if it's not there, I can't imagine that stuff's very cheap. So, I mean, where did it go? I don't know how, I don't know how long the cycles go or whatnot. And then for Aura, obviously, she's my cadaver dog. She's pretty straightforward with what she does. So I wanted to bring both of them there. And Seth emailed all of my credentials. I literally gave him my Army graduation certificate, my Canine Academy handler certificate. I gave pictures, I gave videos, I'm nationally certified by 4 different agencies, USPCA, which is Police Canine Association, and there's a bunch of acronyms. And we sent all that over to Chris. And then
did he ask for that?
We didn't hear back until.
Did he ask for those?
Yes, not me directly.
Okay.
Not me directly. He asked stuff for them. So Seth emailed that over. So now you know what happened with the whole interview, and literally that's when it kind of I was just like, whoa. And then the day after the interview happened, just kind of got an email back acknowledging that they wanted to do more research, and I'm like, well, what is there? Okay, that's fine. But I texted the TBI agent, Bobby, or Agent Simmons as I call him, and I asked him, I'm like, hey, here's who I am, da-da-da, and he said, and I think I sent you a screenshot of this, he said, you're good on our end, you're good to go. So TBI cleared me. I was like, cool. So then I was still waiting, and finally Chris sent an email to Seth saying, we talked to Katie about it, and we're refusing the dog to search the property and any family members' properties. And at first I'm just like, I didn't even ask about family members. Why is that just
getting in front of it?
Yeah. And that's why I was just like, I've been an MP for years, and I've been a force protection officer, and I used to, in Gitmo, I would interview detainees and behavior and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't want to assume, but there's too many weird things. So that's why I was like, okay. And I said to, Chris got a hold of me on my Canine Captain social media page, and he wanted to talk to me, and I wanted to talk to him to hear my perspective, not just over an email. And initially when we first started talking, it was really awkward because the interview just happened a day or so before. So I was like, hi, and he's like, hey, and nobody said anything for a second, and it was just weird. I'm like, so let me tell you about what I do. And then we talked for an hour and 15 minutes, and he was fine with me. He wasn't rude. There was no arguing, which I was like, okay, this is fine. But then it wound up being, yeah, no, still. And I was like,
what was his reason for saying no?
I think, I don't want to speak,
did he give you one?
Because so many dogs went through. Well, he did say all these dogs went through, and what could your dog do differently? And I did mention Gator does the narcotics. He does the narcotics with pharmacy, and I'm like, he does evidence. And I asked, what did they use for a scent article? Now, I know it was stated that the clothes were used, that's what Chris said, and that's what the Sumner County Sheriff's Office told me. But I was told by 2 different TBI officers that a pillowcase was used and a shoe, which is not what. So I was like, so wait, what was actually used? And I was like, okay, you know what? If you need me, I'm here. So
did you
whatever,
find out
what
they used for scent? Was it?
No, I keep getting told too many different things. But I was like,
you never got a definitive.
No, but Chris told me that he said they took a lot of clothes from the house, which I believe we would do that. But I said, did they take an insole from a shoe? And he's like, well, what would that do? I'm like, well, because it's the most isolated scent to Sebastian. Katie's going to wash his shirt. She's going to wash his shorts. there could be multiple. It's like the touch DNA thing. It's not super strong, but it's there. But a shoe insole, I mean, I don't take my insoles out of my shoes and wash them daily. I don't know if anybody else does. If
Right.
that's a thing.
I mean, it just makes
But
sense.
he'll be sweating and everything. Somebody asked, would Gator be able to send through concrete? Sorry,
No,
ADHD.
that's great. I mean, if you see the questions, go ahead and answer them.
It depends on how, like, if they're talking about, like, underneath a foundation, it's just like,
Or like a driveway.
it really depends. Yeah. Driveway, yeah, he would, or Ara would, because then by that point, Gator's not a cadaver dog. Ara's a cadaver dog, so Ara would be able to. She's got a really good nose.
Is
She's
it
a shepherd
Ara?
Malinois.
A-R-A?
ARA, and literally, she was a Department of Defense canine. I adopted her after the withdrawal from Afghanistan. So she, her name, am I even kidding? Her name's an acronym. It stands for Armed and Ready to Assassinate.
Oh, I
that's
love
what
it.
her name is an acronym for. And I was just like, I don't know if I can go out and just say that to people. It's like, oh, what does ARA mean? It means it's a flower. Or I don't know, just whatever. Yeah, and one last question I saw someone ask me, and I thought about, somebody asked me about tracking in the rain, and my answer is, honestly, it depends on, the skill of the dog and the skill of the handler. I train in the rain, the snow, and that's because if I'm out doing an actual search and it's snowing, I don't want to call it quits. But if my dog's never tracked in the snow before, it's going to be like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And that whole 25% thing.
Yeah, did he say that to you, or is that something he just put online?
He said it in the interview, and then I talked to him about it afterwards. I'm like, I think you pulled this from a really old study done in 2010, and that was done with narcotics dogs, because somebody accused the dogs of being racist, not the handlers, the dogs of being racist. Which, okay, that's not a sort of thing. But it was just weird. And then I talked to him about it, and it was just like, oh, okay, because it really depends. You fail as a team. The dog doesn't fail. The handler doesn't fail. You fail as a team. You certify as a team. You fail as a team. And that's why I said there's no way a nationally certified canine would pass that test on a 25% go. If you're a cop, you're not going to take a pistol that's only 25% working. Or if you're a firefighter, you're not going to take a hose out if it's only 25% working. Like, you just don't do that.
Right.
So that's why, yeah, I mean, can you imagine? But I don't know.
Did you ever speak with Katie during that time?
Not about the dogs. I made those decals in the one group, the one Facebook group, and I posted about them. She did message me asking for a decals, and that was kind of the extent of our conversation. And I was polite. I said, I know that you want a decal, but I don't want to, like, I asked her, I'm like, are you comfortable giving me your address, or do you want me to send to a P.O. box? And she was just like, no. And then she gave me her real address, which, I was happy, so I sent her decals.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I've never talked to her again since then.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad, because it's just like, I'm just trying to help.
No,
I was a little, I'm not going to lie.
Why would anyone turn this down? I mean, why would anyone turn this down?
And I mean, yeah, and like, I was volunteering to do it, so that's why it's just like, it's not like, that's what just made me really sad. And I worked really hard to get where I'm at with my dogs, especially, and I'm very proud of them. And it just kind of was like, I worked really hard to get where I was at, and then it was just like, no. And I'm just like, oh, well, okay. I mean, and I told him, if you want me, I'm still here, so he knows that. I don't know why. It was just, like I said, odd.
Yeah,
so
I
guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the jailhouse story kind of explains a little bit why.
Yeah, and that happens to me a lot, actually. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many people get, like, weird. Like, if I'm searching a rehab facility and I go in a group room, you'll be surprised how many people, when they see me and Gator walking in, are all of a sudden like,
shifting in their seats.
And the orderlies are like, yeah, the orderlies are like, no, you don't. And usually those are the people that have, like, marijuana in their shoe, because in Pennsylvania you still can't have it, or they'll, like, fentanyl pills is a big thing here.
Yeah. Have you ever done airports where they walk the dogs through the line? Like, I've seen the dogs for TSA, like, when you're waiting in line to check in through security and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have with Gator, because he's narcotics, and Marley's an explosives canine. So
God,
I mean,
how
that's where that
awesome.
more so comes into play.
Your dogs are badass, and you're badass. This is so amazing.
I love those dogs to pieces, and like I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know other people want to call, but I appreciate
No,
you
you're
talking
not.
to me. But I
No,
was
no, no,
totally like,
Julia. No. Don't rush.
Mhm.
I have a couple questions before we hang up. Did LE tell you?
Sure.
Did you tell LE that they declined to have you come in after they? Did you ever follow up? Did
Yeah.
TBI want you to follow back up, and you let them know, hey, they
Yep,
declined services or whatever?
Yeah, I texted the TBI agent. I texted Bobby,
Bobby.
Agent Simmons, that night. And I'm like, and I asked him. I said, "Did I do something wrong?" Because like I was told this, and he's like, "No, I told him you were good to go on our end, and like it was up to them, but I said you were clear." And then he was just like, "I'm really sorry that like happened," and it's just like I didn't want to beg on the phone. It was just like, so I didn't want to like because I didn't want him to think, oh, she's just doing this because like she wants like fame or what. I'm like, no, I want to do this because I really want to help find your stepson. So it's just like I just wanted to find him. That's all I wanted. And somebody asked if the true scent dogs can stuff pick up scents in water. Yes, because there are search and rescue dogs that do train on water. There's a lady here in Pennsylvania. Her name is Vicki Waters. Ironically, she trains the search and rescue dogs of Pennsylvania, and her one dog, Rinny, is amazing. Amazing dog, and she does a lot of water searches. And the person that asked for the one, her name was Ara, ARA is her name.
Do you have a dog that picks
one
up
was,
like trauma?
Are you talking about with trauma like if they're like panicking, like a dog like procedure alerts or like something like that? Or
Well, I heard of
what do you mean
trauma dogs.
by trauma?
Okay, so in a murder case I followed, they brought in trauma dogs to see if maybe there was a domestic fight or something that would sense that. That's what they said, trauma dogs. I don't really know. That's why I want to pick your brain.
Yeah. No, my dogs haven't specifically trauma. I can't say that they have. But I mean, the Malinois are very emotional dogs, so I'm sure that's somebody I could work into their training. That'd be interesting to do because they're so emotional. They know, like, I don't know, that my dogs.
I know what you
if you have
mean.
a
My
Mal, they're
son had a
super emotional
German
dogs.
Shepherd,
Yeah.
and he was emotional. So emotional.
Oh my God, the German Shepherd's so awesome, but literally the world's biggest crybabies.
Oh my
I love them,
gosh.
but they're such crybabies. They follow you to the bathroom. They do everything.
Yeah,
so,
they are. They're big baby. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
Julia, this
but,
has
I
been
mean,
amazing. I mean, thank you for offering your services up and going through all
Yeah.
the trouble that you did, to try to get in there and get some answers for everybody.
Yeah, and if you want, I'm happy to send you or anybody else that wants one. If you want any, like, I have Gator decal swags and stuff like that.
Is
like,
that
it
what you
literally is
sent
a
Katie?
Really awesome...
Was it a Gator decal?
No, that was the Sebastian ones I did in the Facebook group. It's the green ribbon for missing children, with a Minecraft, like, a diamond pickaxe going through it, and it's like the awesome colors.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's me. So that's the one she wanted. But yeah, I'll totally send
Do
you
you have a
the Gator
Facebook
decals
group
and,
or a page or anything that we can follow you at?
yeah, it's the Canine Captain, like K9 Captain. The Canine Captain. Yeah,
Is
I
it
can
the
type it in the chat.
K9 Captain? Okay, yeah,
the
you
Canine
put it in
Captain.
there. Yes, we're gonna
Or
follow
like
you.
Instagram's probably better for like her. Marley the Malligator is the name. That's where I post a lot of my stuff because Facebook is like weird sometimes. I just posted it in the chat. It's Marley the Malligator. But yeah, I can send anybody Gator decal swag, and you'll see what it looks like if you go on her Instagram page. But I totally love to send you some stuff for sure, and send you a challenge coin and whatnot.
I would love that, Julia. Thank you so much. I definitely am going to be in touch with you, and I want to bring you back on because you are just a wealth of knowledge, and I know that everybody's interested in this. And not just about him, about what you do and what your dogs do, and we're all animal lovers here, so.
And everyone in the chat's been really, really nice and positive. And Island Thrifts, if you want to talk more about the stuff overseas, I can talk to you about that more offline, just in case if there are weird people somewhere else in chatland listening. I don't want to say a bunch of stuff. But someone asked me, do I speak Dutch? No, German for all of them except for Gator. Gator was already trained in Czech when I got him. So sometimes when I'm commanding them, I accidentally say Pust the Ara, which is out in Czech, and I'm just out, and she just looks at me, it's like, huh? I'm just like, I'm sorry, wrong, but she just kind of tilts her head. Ara's, she's so badass, but she's so derpy sometimes, because she's half shepherd. So, and yes, to the person who asked about the searching the neighborhood and stuff, yeah, that's still going to be happening, but I'm really trying to get started. And I would really like to start at ground zero, but if I can't, I can't. But Steph said I could search his property. He was very forthcoming, even the school, so I could go to the school and search if I needed to. Not that, just to offer it. And other neighbors have reached out to me and said, hey, if you want to come and search our yard, like, we're totally happy for it. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I would. People have been very forthcoming, and I get what he was trying to say. No disrespect, but it's just like at the same time, like, I just wish, like,
kind of disheartening.
it's
Yeah,
a shame.
I agree.
Yeah, and I see your kitty. Your kitty is super cute.
Isn't she sweet? She's my little buddy.
Aw.
Yeah, she's a rescue. She showed up after a hurricane. We came home and she was here, so we took her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, and baby, so cute. But yeah, I'll definitely chat with you and send you some
Absolutely.
Gator and R and Marley swag.
I love
but
it.
yeah, I posted the Instagram link in the thing. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I appreciate you
are
having me. And,
perfectly fine. I am honored to have you on, and thank you so much for your service and everything that you do. It's very, very commendable.
Well, thank you so much for your support. You have a good rest of your evening, and I'll probably
Absolutely.
still hang around and chat. But yeah, have a good evening.
You too, Julia. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. Join her Facebook group if you want to talk further. Yay. Emmy says, yay. I know, Mike. She loves the doggies. She is not an anti-dog. She's like, get me the hell away from this crazy lady. Chris and Katie, let her bring those dogs in. It's whenever somebody's on the up and up. We've got the best of the best dog handler with all this experience in the military, with police, with the Department of Defense, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then we've got the best of the best polygrapher from the top notch. I mean, you can't go any further than that. And the Proudfooters are like, nah. So that was, I think, Seth's last ditch effort to try to get them to come together, try to get them to let him search, and it didn't work. So now I think the line was drawn in the sand. Thank you, Karen. I don't have it, but she put it in chat. Julia, can you put your stuff? Yes, Steph, call in right now. Call in right now, Steph. I want to hear from you as well. You were there as well. Island, she said to join her Facebook group. She wants to talk about that offline. Thank you so much, you guys, for all of your super chat and your questions. Serenity has 2 German Shepherds. She said, you're right. They're big whiners. Thank you for all you do, Julie. We wanted to get our dogs in search and rescue until we saw everything that goes into it. It is a lot. Thank you so much, Serenity. And thank you again, Island, coming in hot. So I think it's Marley the Maligator on Insta. I didn't catch what the Facebook one was. Canine. They know. Yes. He needed permission. Yep. I figured. So he made Julia jump through all these hoops. Send me this, send me that. Probably thinking, oh, if she doesn't send it. And then she did. Everybody's going above and beyond to find Sebastian, except those 2. Yep. Go ahead and call in, Steph. Oh, someone please help me get to You have to call in. I can't call you because I don't know your number. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a reason that I love German Shepherds too. Oh my God, they're so gorgeous. Maybe there's a reason he doesn't want them there, of course. 3 months. Canine the Captain. Thank you, True Crime Addict. The number's right there in chat, hon. Here, I'll pin it. 727-755-6001. I guess I could have said it out loud. Dirt. 727-755-6001. Yeah, everything they do is just despicable. Just despicable. Another one bites the dust. But you know what? They'll bury themselves. They might buy themselves some time, but how much fun are they having right now? How much fun are they actually having right now? Sitting around in a campsite. They don't have any of their like amenities they're used to at home. I'm really seriously worried about the Morkies. Katie and Chris, I will adopt both Morkies. Chris, if you don't want those Morkies, I will take them off your hands. I'm dead ass serious too. Let's listen to this report on the remains.
This is a remote area of Flowwood, which gives investigators reason to wonder if there's some form of foul play at work here. 2 kids were fishing at a pond near here and caught more than they were expecting. It was all hands on deck for Flowwood and Rankin County emergency operations staff. They were scouring a remote pond because of a group of teens who were fishing where they were not supposed to be, but found the first clues of something sinister.
Kind of a, needle in a haystack, was out fishing and, hooked a sock that was attached to some human remains. And that's how this whole thing got started.
The retention pond is located on a remote stretch of property owned by the city of Flowwood. It didn't take search teams long to locate other body parts, each bagged and tagged for investigators and retrieved from a pond that happened to be a shallow waterway just a few feet deep, but far from everyday traffic.
This is, again, city property. It is gated with no trespassing signs, no fishing signs, so there is very
Did you hear that? It was knee deep.
Minimal traffic back here.
And upon no
Very minimal traffic, so I wonder if they can get track marks, footprints. I wonder.
To have alligators. Investigators admit they have a lot of work to do piecing together the clues of this case.
Part of the investigation, we are receiving all the missing persons reports from this area and then broaden it out from there. But we need to identify male, female. We don't have any of that information at this time.
Investigators say they have collected all the evidence they can at this waterway. The next step is for the coroner and the state crime lab to try and find out more about what happened to the person who was found in this pond. In Flowwood, Scott Simmons, 16 WAPT News.
Well, it may not be Sebastian, but guess what? Somebody with socks on was in this water. All right, Steph, call in right now. Rat me out. No, it's more than 24 minutes. It's 2.5 hours. You think they got rid of them? I'll take the dogs for real. They called it a lake. Yep. Good eye, thumbs. They did call it a lake in the very beginning, and they called it a pond. Now they're calling it a retention pond. They found more parts. Oh, they kept mentioning water. It was very, very disturbing. Here, listen again.
Flowwood, which gives investigators reason to wonder if there's some form of foul play at work here. 2 kids were fishing at a pond near here and caught more than they were expecting. It was all hands on deck for Flowwood and Rankin County emergency operations staff. They were scouring a remote pond.
Hold on. Julia, maybe you can take your dogs to Flowwood Pond and see. Oh, you don't have any scent of Sebastian's, do you? What if you got a scent? Could you get something from Seth?
From.
Hey, you're live on air with Jay.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm good. Is this Steph?
This is Steph.
Hey,
yes.
Steph.
I'm sorry. I'm driving.
Oh, you're okay. Be careful.
You.
Yeah, be careful.
In between all these, I know. Thank you. In between all these other callers, but I just wanted to let you know that I did go down there. I am from Southern California,
okay.
And I was as soon as Chris came out and knew who I was, I was told to go away. I had 4 bloodhounds with me. And, you know, from their outward appearance, you know, they're tracking their ability, you know, their wrinkled skin, everything around them makes them, you know, be like a good, lovable dog. We use them also as therapy dogs because I used to be a trauma ER nurse. So they were used as that as well. So then my husband went into law enforcement, and we ended up finding a way to help people use our dogs in a whole different, you know, in a whole different capacity.
Yeah.
So we had them trained, we had them vetted, and everything like that. Now, because of the drooping ears and, you know, they do collect odors and sweep them into their nostril. And we actually had a scent of Sebastian's clothing, which they used in order to be able to go out and use their ability to, you know, to go out and be scent dogs. They are very sophisticated, they are highly sensitive, and their scent membranes they are impeccable.
So they literally sweep it into their nose when they're sniffing.
Exactly.
Wow. This is fascinating to
And
me. I am fascinated by search and tracking dogs. It is so cool to me. They are so smart and so amazing.
They are. And what's wonderful about the bloodhounds and especially basset hounds is they have, you know, the very long ears, and those ears are to help them smell better.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds weird, but it's something that they use to hear the sound that also helps them to smell. And the ears touch the ground and disturb the scent particles and funnel them towards the nose, if that makes any sort of sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It does. So did you go from California to Tennessee, Steph?
I did.
Oh my
I did
God.
because
Are you back in California now?
I am, because I was completely disappointed and hurt over the support that I gave was free.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. I'm sorry because I can't help.
So did you get the feeling that before you left California that you were going to be able to search, and then when you got there you were shut down?
Exactly.
You're kidding. They made you make that trip, and then when you got there it was, no, you're not coming in.
Mhm. The last time I was in Tennessee was when I went to go visit what was it called? I'm sorry, I'm just forgetting because I'm driving. It was Graceland, Elvis Presley. My husband and I went there on a trip to go see Graceland, to go stay in the new hotel and everything like that, and we had a wonderful time in Tennessee, and we wanted to go back. And then when we had the opportunity to go back was to help this poor baby out, we took a private plane. We don't have money. My husband makes decent money, but we took a private plane because we will not allow 4 of our dogs to be just put in cages and just flown across the country. It's not that far from here, from John Wayne Airport in California.
You flew your dogs
to Tennessee.
To Tennessee?
Private plane.
Oh my! I
4
am
of them.
speechless.
4 of them. 4 of them. There's many different types of bloodhounds. there's basset hounds and but ours are bloodhounds, which are designed to track. And these are the number one dogs with the best sense of smell that will search until they find whatever it is that they can even find dogs hanging from trees. I mean, golden retrievers, Belgian Malinois, labs, German shepherds, and other basset hounds, and will do the job. But ours have the best sense of smell, and can be used for amazing purposes, especially when you need it the most. And they can smell many thousands of times better than the human, any human. There are some dogs, that can smell better than others.
Did you also have to speak with the TBI to get cleared?
I did.
And they cleared you?
I did.
And
I was.
did you?
My husband is in law enforcement, and when I say law enforcement, I'm not talking about an officer who's just is going out there who wears a regular
Gotcha.
uniform. He is a private investigator. He is a sheriff. He has been in the field for 45 years, and he still is.
Wow.
And this was a case that really made us want to go out there, and for some reason it touched our hearts. He saw the case before I did. I had no clue. The last time we were on a private jet was probably about 3 months after the Kobe Bryant crash, because that's where we take a private plane out of is Orange County, John Wayne Airport, which is the exact, and God bless him, but that is where Kobe Bryant took his last flight, and that is the closest place to us, as opposed to going to LAX, to Long Beach, or even to Burbank, because of where we live. So that is where we went. That is where we took our dogs, and we were determined to bring this boy home, because everything that was said and done about all these other dogs made it seem kind of, I think it took a toll on us to think like, well, dogs are BS. They can't smell. They can't do this. They can't do that. When our dogs have found, bodies in the river. Over here, it's in Santa Ana, California, Garden Grove, California, Westminster, California, Costa Mesa, California. Our dogs have been trained, and they smell and they find bodies in bodies of water, in lakes, in rivers, in swamps. We don't have,
that's why he's doing this to you guys. That's why he's playing these games, because he can't dispute your work. Just like the polygrapher from the FBI. You don't get much better than him with credentials. How can he dispute those results? You know what I mean? And I think you and Julia are like top notch, and it's like he knew you would find something. So I just
Jay, they are designed to track.
Speechless.
They are the number one with the best sense of smell, and will search until they find their quarry. Which they make great hunting dogs. Not only are they their best, our best friends, but they are persistent, and they are built for this type of work. And their body is what helps them assist this type of job that they were born to do. And tracking is the easiest thing for them. And they love what they do. And I loved what we did when we were down there until we were told to leave. And Chris is a piece. I'm Catholic.
You're okay. You're upset, rightfully so.
But we left. We didn't leave with our tail between our legs because we knew what we needed to do for Sebastian because he is the ultimate victim here. And I wish we were just afforded. And I'm sorry for crying, but this really hits home.
Honey, don't be sorry.
Because this is something that I felt, we spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get our babies over there to help with the search. And then to come back and have to, who cares about the money? We don't care about that. We cared about helping find this baby.
I can't even imagine.
Because people in California, we are far from over there. People in California, we put up flyers over here at the Walmarts, at the Targets, at the 7-Elevens, at the malls, every place we can. We downloaded them, we paid for them, we printed them, we sent them out, we sent them to be printed. We have them all over the place. We took our babies to go out there to help search, and we were turned away. What kind of people are they, Jay?
I've never in my life heard of anything so cruel. I mean, there's so many people that would love to utilize your services for free.
For free. They talk about German Shepherds. They talk about Labrador Retrievers. They talk about, Belgian Melanies. They talk about, blue tick coonhounds and black and tan coonhounds. They talk about golden retrievers and dachshunds and all these other dogs that we have, told that can do, that are good, but nothing is better than a bloodhound. We have 4 Shar-Peis as well, including our bloodhounds. But our bloodhounds,
did he make?
They're bloodhounds for a reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. They're bloodhounds for a reason because they're good at their craft. They're good at what they do. They know what they're doing. They can smell stuff. Mm-hmm. The dogs that they were using over there were at Chris's, direction. And when he said stop, why do you think he doesn't want anybody else around his home?
Were you actually in the action searching and you got stopped?
Yes.
You were actually on the ground with the dogs going.
Yes. Yes.
When did he stop? What was the reason for stopping you? Did he say? Were you picking up a scent?
My husband was around the corner, and he came around, and he's like, "You need to leave. Who gave you permission to be here?" And I was like, "Excuse me? I'm trying to help find your stepson." And he was like, "Nobody gave you permission to be here." I said, "We had credentials up and down the rear end. We are from California, dude. We are no strangers to this. Here you go." I gave him credentials for all of our dogs because that's what we do. They have vests. They have credentials from California. They are all certified. We did not go on his property, but we did follow a scent. And that's the thing, is that he did not like where we were going. We were going in a whole separate direction than what the dogs that were initially there. We were going in a whole nother direction.
Jeepers. Really?
And he said, "You need to stop. You need to get out of here. You need to leave." My husband got in his face. My husband is 6'5", 385 pounds.
And little Chris?
Talk about a size 14 shoe, right? We talk about a size 14 shoe.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? he could have had a bigger 14 shoes shoved up his fucking ass. Excuse my language. But he was in control back then, months and months and months ago, before all of this ended up happening. And you know what? The more I listen to it and the more we look at it, makes more sense now. And hindsight is 2020. And when we look at things, we were just thought, okay, we were asked to leave because maybe he has his own crew, his own dogs, and so on and so forth. But now that this clown has come out and
showed his true colors,
my husband said, we need to go back, except not go. Get permission to where we need to go to, go to where we need to go to, and have our dogs go out and recanvass this area. And I said, I understand, but I don't know if we're going to be well received or not, because these people, his family is out there threatening people. They are out there following people, and they are out there discouraging people to look for this boy. And we are
100%,
1,000% sure that is happening, because that is what happened to us. And forget about our safety. We are armed. Okay, maybe in California, we can carry concealed weapons and all that. We didn't, we went on a private plane. We can conceal whatever we want. But the thing is that we didn't feel we needed to, because this was something different. We don't feel we need to be armed for anything like that. That is not who we are about. We are about finding these babies who are missing. And he did not allow us a chance to. As soon as I think he thought or he knew that we were going in a whole nother direction, is when he decided to pull the plug. And it's sad, Jay. It's really sad. I am subscribed to you. I have been listening to you, and I am up early in the morning, regardless of the time difference. And I listen to you, and I love your show. And I finally told my husband I need to call and tell her what is going on.
I thank you so
Because
much
this
for
is not
putting this
right.
out. No, it's not. It's not. And Julia is the handler that called in before you. She would like to connect with you. So I don't know if you guys can maybe exchange emails or something, and get in touch with one another, because she said she feels your pain.
Thank you so much. I am so transparent. I even put my phone number in your chat, like my direct phone number. I think I had put first I put 715 because I was typing, I was driving, but it was 714, and I put it in your chat, because I have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide, because it is what it is all day long. And the fact that we are being kept from helping and being, coming here or going over there and offering our services for nothing. People talk about, people do this and that for money, YouTube, people get clicks and they want money and all of it. But you know what? People like you who keep this out there in the air, or, going, are the ones who find out about people like her and me and everybody else.
Yeah.
So you know what? They want to talk their crap, but you know what? They're not out there. People are listening. People are listening to you. People are listening to you, and it's people like us who gain that respect to be able and that trust to call in and say what we want to say, because we feel like we have zero voice. So if other channels want to say, you're doing this for clicks, you're doing this to make money off of this or whatever, but you know what? You're doing it because you can bring out people like us to come forward who are going to help us crack this case. And that's what matters.
Wow.
And you are not like that. You are not like that. You are bringing awareness, and the awareness is that sometimes people who you think do not pay attention to you are the ones that do, exactly like me.
I appreciate that
Except
so much.
I finally had it after that freaking guy came out. I don't even remember his name, who said he wants to take care of, what's his name? The guy who wants to be the PR
Oh, the
person.
spokesperson. Tony.
Yeah. My husband was like, you know what? That's a piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it may be good for him. He has to go back to work, whatever. But you know what? Maybe you need to call in. And I was like, honey, why do I need to call in? He's like, somebody needs to know, Stephanie. Somebody needs to know. Somebody needs to know, really. And you know what? He's like, the one person that I do trust is her channel. Go on it. Go call her.
Wow. Thank you
I
so
don't care
much.
what
I am so glad that you were comfortable enough to call in, because this story needed to be told. It needed to be told. None of us had any idea. I mean, I had no clue that this kind of stuff was going on. We heard, about the threats and things like that, but never heard this. I mean, he not only wasted your time and resources that could have been used for somebody who truly would appreciate it, but he also, just another example of him leaving Sebastian hanging.
Exactly.
And I am so sorry. And I don't want you to take this personally, because what you do is amazing.
Thank you.
And this man is a monster. This man's a monster.
He is.
He is.
He is. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a girl. I cry. Fine. Call me a bitch. Call me,
Would never call you any of those things. And you know what? Someone like him.
I just feel sorry for him. He deserved better.
He did.
He deserved better. And people as far away as California were willing to get on a plane and fly their dogs over there just to be turned away, ridiculed, mocked. When our dogs have the utmost training. They have over $60,000 worth of training.
It's unbelievable. A lot of us that didn't know about this situation and what it goes into your training and your passion. We heard that he wouldn't let these dogs in. We had no idea that this backstory existed. This takes his monster level to a whole new height. I mean, every day it gets worse. I can't imagine what this boy went through. He's willing to do this.
He's still alive.
He's willing to do this in plain view.
Mm-hmm.
That's concerning.
And that's what's frustrating, is that here you had help from people who knew nothing about your stepson who you hurt. And we're willing to go out there again no matter what. Even my husband said, when the time comes and they need help, we're there for him, because this has touched, as you know, this has touched everybody across all states. And, throughout the entire world. I mean, look at where we are. We're in, I'm in Southern California. I'm in Newport Beach, California.
This is unreal. I mean, I'm sorry I'm not saying more. I'm honestly, my jaw's on the floor with this. I've never heard of someone being as cruel and as transparent all at the same time.
Oh, and then he don't want anybody near. We have a drone. We just wanted to kind of canvass the area. My husband, is like I told you, he's in law enforcement. My husband is 60 years old. I am going to be 52 in another week, and
well, happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. It's May 17th. Thank you so much.
Yeah, happy early. Oh my God, that's my sister's birthday.
Really?
Yeah, she's a moderator here. Dr. Melmo, you share a birthday with my sister. Yes.
Oh my God,
that's awesome.
How funny. So, we just decided that this is our calling. This is what our doggies are supposed to do. We've helped out a lot of people here, and this for some reason just touched our heart, and we were willing to just go out there and do everything that we needed to until we were shut down. I mean, and then like I said, we have drones that can freaking we own a software company as well. So we're no dummies when it comes to how high to flying drones, to make them look like, you wouldn't be able to even hear them. So he had no clue that the drones even flew above and over his house, the lakes, the neighbors, everything else. And you know what? We have a right to do that.
Yep.
And we didn't bother anybody. You couldn't even hear a bzz, anything like that. That's how high they are. And that's how technology works nowadays. So we were able to canvass the area, know where exactly we needed to go, and so that way we could, see the path where the dogs needed to go to. And so that's when we weren't even in his property, and we went the other direction where the dogs that quote unquote were specialized to go and find his scent that he said were pieces of crap dogs. Well, you know what? Ours were not. And maybe, that's what he was afraid of. He's afraid of having true, legitimate dogs find his stepson. And here he is still freaking playing games. He deserves.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I want you to get this
I
off
don't.
your chest because it's upsetting. And everybody in chat feels it with you. And you're getting lots of birthday wishes too. Just
Thank you so much.
You're so wonderful. You are so wonderful.
I have 2 grandbabies.
Oh, do you
I have
really?
2 grandbabies.
Aw.
Yeah, one is 4, and the other one is 3. And
what a blessing.
they are way into technology, and it's sad, but it's true. But that's how it is, right?
Yeah. And happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Happy. Are you mom?
Of course. Yeah, I'm a grandma too.
Oh, happy Mother's
Yep.
Day to you
Thank
too.
you. 1 and 1 on the way.
Oh my God. Yay!
I know.
Yeah. No.
Good stuff.
I'm even just like I'm putting stuff together because like I bought my mom a Mother's Day ring, and which she has no idea, which has me, my mom, me, my sister, my daughter, and her 2 grandbabies, on the ring. And I was looking at it, and I bought off of Amazon. I bought her name is Rose, so I bought a rose case. I bought a rose case, and you flip it open, and it has like an LED light which shines on the actual ring.
Oh, wonderful. It's magical.
So I know. So I was like wrapping all that and putting everything away, and then we're just going to kind of like celebrate my birthday,
get through
that, all at once. Yeah.
Nice.
So I was excited, but then I also couldn't just ignore the fact nor let it go by any longer because I have been hesitating. I have been trying to figure out who to call to. I told my husband the only person that I really trust is Jay.
Aw, that means so much to me, Steph. Thank you.
And I saw when you got. You're welcome, honey. And I saw when you got your play button.
You did. Thank you for your support. That means so much. It really does. You're gonna make me cry.
You deserve it. And only God knows why certain things are put into, your chat, in your hands, in your channel.
Yeah.
But there are people who will put you down no matter what. And please stay strong because there's people that need you like I do.
Thank you.
To help me and to help us get through things and to help us get to the bottom of what we need to get to the bottom of. And I hope one day we will be able to do that, because I have plans on going back. If it's not the day of my birthday, I hope to go back. My husband said it doesn't matter how much it costs. Money goes and comes. When you die owing taxes.
Mm-hmm. Money doesn't mean anything.
Wait, it means nothing. And if it means bringing this baby home, then that's what it means. And you know what? We'll go on our own. And I told him that's what I want for my birthday present, is to at least go out and help and bring this baby home, or at least go out and help. And you know what? If it means closure, if we are looking for other than a living human being, and if it means that we are looking for a body, then you know what? We need to give that family closure. We need to give Seth closure, regardless, so he can give his son what he needs. Because you know what? At this point, in this many days, it's very, very hard. But we're willing to take our doggies down to go continue and search. And you know what? I can guarantee you we're not asking Chris for crap. He's not even in the same fucking state. So he can go sit his ass down and continue to make fake calls on a recorder or whatever he wants to do, right?
Pranking.
Be fake. I'm not being fake. I left my freaking number out there for everybody to see.
No, we believe you 100%, and it's cruel.
And I'm telling you where I live. It is, Jay. It is. But I just want you to know that I'm subscribed.
You're like, I'm subscribed. You are so funny. You are so cute. Thank you for trusting me to call in. I love you. I do.
I'm a lifer, right?
I mean,
I hate to take up so much more.
No,
of your
you're
time,
not.
but
You're
I thought
perfect.
that was important.
I
thought
appreciate
this was
that.
very, very important.
Like, I'm walking away here with my jaw on the floor from Chris Proudfoot, but also just what you just said, just really to know that I do make a difference. I mean, that's a testament. And
You do. You do.
I thank you for
And
sharing
why?
that.
It's because of you. It's your personality. It's your determination. It is everything and anything about you that helps. And now I know why you have so many subscribers, is because you are an amazing person.
And so are you.
And you're easy to talk to. Thank you. You're easy to talk to, and you don't talk down to people, and you allow us, and you give us a voice. You give us a voice. And this is why you are here, and this is your calling. And I want to tell you, thank you so much for taking my call. And I will keep in contact with you, because you know what? I'm going back. Now that I talked to you, I have grown some cojones.
I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. I am, and I bet your husband is too. I bet he's cheering you on.
Thank you, Kate.
Listen, you have my number. This is you can text me on this. Let's talk. Let's get you and Julia hooked up, because she is going to search again too. And she would like to talk with you. She had no idea you were threatened. And I mean, there's so much.
We were threatened beyond even followed. Threatened, followed, and harassed.
Did you guys
and you know
tell?
What, when people,
did you guys tell the LE that?
Oh, we did.
Okay.
Yes. We my husband, he was there. He said, and we have pictures. That's the crazy thing, is we have pictures, which we turned over to law enforcement. So they're aware.
Wow.
They're aware.
So they are aware.
Yeah.
So when they said no one's reported anything, that's just a
BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're holding stuff that they obviously cannot say.
Right.
Will not say. Like I said, my husband, he's like, Stephanie, they're not gonna say anything, whatever.
Because I was wondering that. I'm like, why are none of these people reporting it if this is truly happening. And then it really gets the rumor mill going, you know?
Yeah, it does. And like I said, he's been in law enforcement. He knows firsthand, private investigator, I'm sorry, not private investigator, but down here in California, it is considered, when it's maybe he deals with RICO investigations, which are very, very intricate.
Yeah, complex.
So he is, so he knows, and his, he never sleeps without one eye open. So, because that's just the way it is.
I'm picking
when
up.
When you're
picking
in that
up
type
what
of
you're
business.
laying down, girl. And I'm liking it a lot.
So
you and your
thank
husband
you,
are
Jay.
amazing, both of you. And I hope you have the bestest
No, you are
52nd
amazing.
birthday and the bestest
you so
Mother's
much.
Day. And we will talk soon.
Same here.
Is there do you have
Thank
any
you.
kind of crowdsourcing social media? And do you have anything where anybody can
I
get in
do.
touch with you?
Can I send it to you?
Yeah, you can send it to me. You can put it in chat, whatever you want to do.
Okay, no problem. I will do that.
Okay, yeah. Let us know if you don't put it in chat. I will share it when I get it from you.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
And from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I cried.
Don't be sorry. Don't you apologize. I'm going to hang up on you if you apologize for crying.
But that's just, it is what it is. Reality is reality, and you cannot fake this shit.
Can't
if you
even
wanted
make it
to.
up. Nope.
So
nope.
Thank you. I'm going to continue watching you while I make dinner, and I love you, Jay. I'm glad I got to talk to you.
I'm so glad I got to talk to you too, Steph. Bless you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Put a smile on your face.
I will. And thank you to your chat.
Yeah.
Your chat is
We've got your back,
absolutely
girl. We've got your back. You and Julia.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
They are
Thank
amazing.
you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Good
Okay.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Wow. We need to give her a big round of applause. Never apologize. Never apologize for being a good human. Never apologize for being a good human. Thank you so much, Julia. I can't say enough about this in this situation. I wish that I don't even know what to say. I can't even believe this has happened. Like, I'm dumbfounded right now. It's the most horrible story I've ever heard. Yes, it's a way to arrest everyone in a criminal organization. RICO cases are very intertwined with multiple people involved. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know it's pretty intricate. And it's very interesting to hear. And everything that she shared, thank you so much. And I didn't want to ask her which way the dogs went, because if they're planning on going back, I don't think that's something that should be in the chat here. So, wow. I'm mind blown, guys. I'm mind blown. Every day it gets worse. What's up, Georgia Dog? Look at, there's Summer pinned in the Georgia Dog's profile. You guys, and thank you so much, Steph, for saying all of those nice things. It really, oh my God, we got, what? Hush Pup, 40 memberships. Am I seeing that right? Or am I seeing double? Am I seeing that right? Did you give 20 and then you give 20 memberships? Thank you so much. Holy shit. I think we might be over 500 members now. I think we are over 500 members now. This was amazing. We're going to bring the doggy handlers back on. So thankful you have someone from Rico watching. I know. I am honored. I mean, these people are no joke, guys. These are professionals. Who am I? I'm just a girl in front of a microphone, right? 20. Hush pup, that was so generous. Thank you. Chris Proudfoot, he's gonna go down. He's gonna go down. Chris Proudfoot's mom was commenting about the drones over the neighborhood. Oh my God. Are you serious? His mother, who doesn't even live there, was complaining about drones looking for Sebastian? Oh my. Oh my. That is just, this gets worse every day. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this one up tonight. This has been a lot. If you are replaying, please let us know what you think. I'm going to chapter this so that you guys can replay it. Absolutely. I want to give you guys a voice. Thank you for being here. You guys are what makes this community. You guys are what makes this community and keeps it growing in the great chat that it is. And moderators, thank you. You guys are the best. J is for justice. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, guys. That was amazing. I've got so many more questions for them regarding law enforcement and their reaction. What I want to know is their reaction when they were told he wouldn't let them or he stopped the searching. That's what I want to hear about. So we're going to dig in a little bit offline and find out what they want to talk about, what they're safe, what they're comfortable talking about. And we'll follow up. Hush pup, I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys. Are you guys ready to dance it out? We'll do a Rico episode. All right. Let's find out about Rico. That's a good... Hey, Steph, can we do a Rico episode? Covert Rico episode where we can just get the basics. Racketeering. Racketeering, influence, and corrupted organization. Yikes. Ooh, that sounds scary. I wouldn't want a Rico person in my yard. Jeepers. Rico officer and a Department of Defense canine handler and an FBI, the head of the FBI polygraphy department, all involved in this case. Chris Proudfoot, if you think that we're not going to find Sebastian, you got another thing coming. Oh, yeah, she is making dinner, but she said she was listening. So, Steph, text me. You've got my number. Everybody, thank you so much. We will follow up with more. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. for the monster, Adam Montgomery's sentencing. The judge ordered that coward. That coward killed his daughter, moved her around in bags, put her in a freezer. He did the unthinkable. And he didn't go to his trial. He didn't show up. But the coward was ordered by the judge to be there tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. We will be here for justice, for harmony tomorrow. It's going to be a big day tomorrow, yeah. Everybody get a good night's sleep. Clear your head. Take a break. Steph, take a deep breath. Enjoy your families. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you, Jess. I'll see you in the courtroom tomorrow. Let's roll our credits and then we will dance it out. I love you. Good night. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a
Proud Pete Power sucks.
McNutt.
She said, we came home, we planted flowers on the side of the house.
You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that.
You're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. My new shoes.
Coming in hot, just like the fajita.
Bring it all in.
Is it one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Thanks so much, Jennifer. Bye, Jennifer.